I'm Alex Rodriguez.
And I'm Jason Kelly.
From Bloomberg, this is The Deal. Each week, you'll hear us in conversation with business icons.
This show will explore deal-making across sports, media, and entertainment.
That is a harsh lesson in business.
Sports is not as simple as bringing a bunch of big names together.
I didn't want to do another stomp you out speech.
It opened up so many more doors.
The show is called The Deal.
Listen to The Deal.
Listen to The Deal on Spotify.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Did Noah get faster after he bleached his hair blonde?
You always do. You always do. I've done it. You always get faster. Either that or you got to shave your face. You know, A.G. McGinty messaged me straight away. You know, before some of the international matches, he'll want me to shave my face because I've scored tries with a bare face. Yeah. So he always like, oh, you look great, man. You know, and I'm like, so I shaved my face and I scored my first try of the year and you know, got the hat trick last week and he had to message me, you know, it's shaving your face. It is pretty funny. Crack up.
Welcome to U.S. Rugby Happy Hour Live. Interviews with the biggest names in American rugby.
The New England Free Jacks, Major League Rugby champions. One-on-one to score.
Here are your hosts, Bill Baker and that other guy.
Hello and welcome to U.S. Rugby Happy Hour Live. We have a new sponsor for the show, and let's talk about this because I'm really excited about it. I mean, it's a company called QuickTap, and QuickTap is the only sports video and analytics platform designed specifically for rugby. If you're like, you know, most competitive coaches or players, you know, you've already been reviewing film to improve your team and yourself, prep for your opponents, and just get yourself better. But you know, how much time does that take? It takes a ton of time, and how much insight are you really getting out of 2 hours of unstructured YouTube video? So that's where QuickTap comes in. QuickTap makes it easy to categorize video and collect stats as you watch film. You know, with those stats and clips, QuickTap's video review and analytics capabilities help cut the wasted time from your off-field review, so you can get straight into, you know, the insight you need to play better rugby and get a leg up on, you know, on your opponents. So do this. Check out getquicktap.com and use the offer code Happy Hour. That's one word, Happy Hour, when signing up for a free trial, which also will get you 10% off your annual subscription when you apply for that, which I really think you will. It's a great program. And also, QuickTap will sweeten the deal by tracking your first match for you. So QuickTap, the most powerful way to beat your opponents before ever setting foot on the pitch. So that's exciting. All right, you know who I'm sure has used data and analytics throughout his career, internationally, Major League Rugby, on his own. You know, I'm sure he's using something, whether it's through the teams or whatever else. I'm sure. So we're going to have to ask him a little bit about this in a minute. So he's waiting. He just joined us. Let's bring him in now. Let's welcome Chicago Hounds Wing, Nate Augspurger. Hey, Nate.
Yo, what's going on, guys? How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing great. It's been, the weather's been warm here, so I'm a happy man.
It's chilly here. Chicago's warm? What?
It's been nice. It's been really nice. Still windy, though.
Yeah. Can't avoid that. So the last time we had you on the show, it was audio only, and you were in Spain during the Vila International Cup. By the way, congrats on that again. What a great way to end the international season.
Yeah, it was really phenomenal. It was even better, a cherry on top to get to send a guy like Nate Brakeley off the right way. Guy who had an amazing career, was a part of a lot of the highs and definitely a few lows in there. But man, that guy was awesome, and yeah, just a really confidence booster for our team.
Nice. And I forget which, I think it was against New England early in the season. You got walloped pretty well, and I was really worried that you'd be out for a while. You missed one game. How are you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good, Bill. You know, by the grace of God, I was able to take a decent knockout. Went through it's a 12-day protocol because of the way that I went down, and I was able to pass with flying colors. And you know, I haven't been told by my wife yet that I'm behaving or acting any differently yet. So I probably shouldn't joke about that, but no. I'm blessed, man. I'm doing really good. And yeah, it's the Hounds were really coming together. We're starting to hit our stride. So it's been fun to be a part of it.
All right, let's jump right into the Hounds. Like I said, coming off a bye week, second place in the East, winner 3 straights. You've got to be feeling good about the team's performance of late.
Yeah, and I think it comes off the back of a lot of different lineups, and you know, we got some pretty crazy depth up there in the forwards. Our back line is, you know, everybody's so valuable. We can actually play guys in different positions and stuff. So just finding out what the best connections are for us, and really just focusing on improving has been great, and it's been helping us with our success. So we've been enjoying it out there, though, and I think everybody, definitely our fans, could see that we're having a good time out there, and it's obviously fun when you're scoring points.
Yeah, of course, right. And Nate, you know, right, you know, the match right before the bye against LA, you had a hat trick, you know, almost 150 meters gained. Full disclosure, I do a fantasy. Bill and I do this fantasy MLR thing. I drafted you on my team.
Okay.
Nate, I hate to admit this. I did not start you in that, and I got burned. I don't know what I was thinking. I lost out on like 30 points. You had like one of the highest scoring all week. But back to the question.
Are you going to ask him to do it again this weekend, Fitzy?
Back in the starting lineup, right? So I need 3 tries from me. But were you guys are humming, right? Were you down about having a bye rather than, you know, riding that momentum, riding that wave, like getting the game going? Where you guys are like, we're revved up and now we got to cool down?
No, I thought the bye week came in great time, and I do think there's something to what you said there, John. Like we have a lot of momentum. You don't want to break that thing, but at the same time, I think you know, if you look at our season, we had a lot of real lows. You know, the loss to Seattle, the loss to New England, both at home. We're hurt, man. We're hurt. So I think we're really happy to show that we could turn the season around in our pretty much second quarter of the season and get those 3 wins. And the bye week came at a really good time. And it's been just a true joy to get back out there on the field with all the boys. And so, yeah, it's been a fun week to get back into it.
Yeah. I guess, you know, how would you categorize Chicago's style of play?
Physical, based on effort. We got guys on our team who get through a lot of work in a game, and we train that way. So that's definitely a part of our ethos. And I think set piece. You know, in some of the games that we struggled, we might have been beaten one area or another, whether it was line out or scrums. But our forwards, man, they've just soldiered up. They continue to make the right adjustments, and our line out's been going great. Our scrums are really solid, and obviously that's going to help us win matches. So
it seems like sorry, Fitzy, it seems like wings are really involved in your offense. Not that any other team doesn't, but it seems like yours, for some reason, are much more, and perhaps it's because of your experience, or you know, I know Brown's, you know, this kid coming in, you know, his doing well. Is that true? I mean, do you try to push it to the wings a little more?
Yeah, we got to have a high work rate in our back 3. So we cover a lot of space, which hopefully does lead to us getting the ball more, getting better opportunities. And then there's guys like Noah Brown who just have really good instinct, but also a lot of athleticism, a lot of speed. You know, he's not going to be an easy guy to beat on attack or defense. So, you know, you add those things together, and the boys try and feed us the ball, which is awesome. And obviously that's all you want as a winger, is to just get your hands on that ball enough time to have the impact on the game. So we work really hard for it, though. I think our team, the back three work really hard.
And overall speaking, halfway through the season, what grade would you give the team's performance so far?
I'll say probably B-. I think we all are aware that we haven't reached anywhere near the ceiling. Obviously, we're doing better now, but if you look at, the first 8 games, 4-3-1, the one tie probably could have been one in the loss column or one in the win column. That's just the way the Old Glory game kind of went. But yeah, if we're looking at ourselves right now, we all know we got more to go. We have a lot more to show. So I'd say B-. I
think that's fair. I gave you guys a grade of a B, so you're a harsher grade on yourself than I was. But so obviously big test coming up here, week 10, Sunday afternoon against the Free Jacks. You mentioned earlier the last time y'all played the Free Jacks, it was a close loss, 17-22. What do you think your squad needs to do differently this time to take down the defending champs?
Yeah, I don't know if it's that much different. We've gotten a lot better at what we've been trying to achieve, John. So that's helped us a lot. And I think it's always one of those things. You look at the opposition, but you gotta be looking at yourself and making sure that your team's all on the same page and going in the right direction. I think the staff has done a great job of keeping us focused on that. I know Billy, Luke White, those guys do a great job in the leadership department of keeping boys focused on us. So, yeah, we're really excited for the occasion to get to go into New England. And they're, even a bit different beasts from what they were last year to the way that they're playing this year. So we know that's kind of our measuring stick, and we're going to go in there and play Hounds rugby as best as we can.
And talk about Chicago fans or the stadium. Now, of course, you're used to San Diego's crowd, which is phenomenal. Talk about Chicago. What kind of facility, what kind of crowd atmosphere is there?
Well, the facility's great. It's the old Toyota Park at SeatGeek Stadium. It's where the championship was. I think our broadcast looks great on the Rugby Network or, wherever it's being played. I think the broadcast is really good, and our fans are just so awesome. And one of my favorite moments was when I walked out for the first home game before that New England game, and we were coming down the tunnel, and we have a really short walk to go down the tunnel, but the field's right there. You don't actually see the fans, but you can just hear them. So you're looking out on the field, green grass, a little bit of whatever. You're going to run out and do the anthem, and all you heard was just people going, ooh, 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 ooh. And they're just barking and for me, I just love that, and I really cherish that moment. But we got rowdy fans, and our fans are really excited about the team. And, we already have a lot of firsts this year because of how last year went and just the struggles that they went through. So, we've got more wins than they had last year. We're putting up more points than they did last year. I think the people who supported the team from last season are starting to get the word out. And I think our fans and our community is definitely growing this year. And you can see it. You can see it by just coming out to a match, and you can see the level of, the level of effort that's going into it behind the scenes from people in the Hounds franchise is just it's crazy, Shout out to my boy Will Magny.
Have they had a bring your dog to a game day yet or anything like that? I mean, it seems to make sense.
That's actually obviously not this weekend, but next weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, bringing dogs. I won't be bringing mine, though. He's a bit too noisy for me. I don't need to hear him all game in the stands. A bit much for my wife to handle, but that should be a really cool event. We have a dog that runs out on the field to give the game ball before every game. That's, a nice touch. It's pretty fun.
I wonder what the over-under is going to be of how many dogs actually jump out of the crowd after the ball or something.
Your guess is as good as mine, yeah. Just don't tackle me.
No.
Nate, I wanted to go back real quickly because, it was surprising for fans' perspective to see Nate on the Chicago Hounds, right? Not to dig too much into the turbulence of the offseason, but from what we were able to gather, you had originally signed with New York, right? And that was going to be an announcement, and then New York. Obviously, weren't able to re-enter the league. And then you were a dispersal to New Orleans, so you were going to go down to NOLA, but then you got traded to Chicago. I mean, all in the whirlwind of like a week or so. Like, I guess, talk us through what was going on, or like what you knew, and I guess like how you felt about it, like potentially from one coast to another, to New Orleans and now Chicago.
Yeah, it was a wild time. It was a wild time. Especially for me and my wife, because we knew that, the moves in New York, my wife is from New York City, born and raised. So that was a big deal for me with being on USA tours and living the lifestyle that I do, to get closer to her family would have been a big thing for us. But, God really does have a plan with the way things worked out. There's no bad blood between Legion and myself and the way things happened. And, it was really funny when I was in the dispersal and NOLA drafted me. It was like, literally minutes later, it was like, all right, no, I haven't spoken to NOLA. Sweet, Chicago's going to come get me. And it literally worked out like that easy. So I was really fortunate in that right too, because I kind of had a backup plan before the dispersal draft, and things played out in my favor to the point where I could actually do what I wanted to do, which was return to the Midwest, which, not selfishly, but obviously, it working out in my favor to be closer to my family. So my parents, my brother, my niece and nephew, his wife, like they've come out to 2 games already this season, and my mom's coming down for Mother's Day, so can't put a price on getting the opportunity to be with family and be a bit closer to enjoy those moments and those memories too.
If I've learned anything about folks who are from the Midwest, they have no problem jumping in a car and driving like 8-9 hours where they need to go. Is that just like a Midwest thing?
It is. Me and my wife drove to New York City for our bye week last week, 12 hours if you use the toll road. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's in our blood. My mom's pretty proud that she has passed that down to me and my brother. We like to do road trips. It's pretty fun.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I'm Alex Rodriguez.
And I'm Jason Kelly.
From Bloomberg, this is The Deal. Each week, you'll hear us in conversation with business icons.
This show will explore deal-making across sports, media, and entertainment.
That is a harsh lesson in business.
Sports is not as simple as bringing a bunch of big names together.
I didn't want to do another stomp you out speech.
It opened up so many more doors.
The show is called The Deal.
Listen to The Deal.
Listen to The Deal on Spotify.
And back to the show. Can you talk at all about your decision to not stay in San Diego and why you were looking at New York?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was on a 1-year contract. Like that was my last year, the 2023 season. So there's always going to be dialogue about what's happening next. And yeah, I loved being in San Diego. I loved every bit of it. I love the weather. I love the fans. Still got a big chunk of my heart. I'd be lying if I didn't say I caught the Legion games, whenever I can on the weekends and stuff, and watch all my old teammates. So, it really came down to me, my family, and what we wanted to achieve from a financial standpoint, from being invested in the game from a long time. And, it ended up working out that the path towards Chicago was going to be more beneficial for me and my wife, and that's probably like the most PC way of talking about it. But at the same time, it's this league's a business. It's always going to be like that, even though, man, so much love to all the people out in San Diego and what that was for me in my career. And I'm just very grateful that I'm getting the opportunity to build something new at this stage of my career with the Chicago Hounds. So I really cherish it, regardless. And I'm really happy with how things have played out with the decision. So,
and you have no shortage of friends, international USA teammates on either of these teams. Even if you end up in NOLA, you got a couple down there. And just thinking back to the summer, I was on the field in Chicago after the match, and had a chance to say hello to a bunch, Brocky and a few others, say hello to them. I saw you, and the look on your face was, "Don't talk to me." So I walked away. Actually, Corbs had that look on his face. I said, "I'm not going anywhere near him. He's going to probably punch me if I talk to him." But speaking of these teammates, I mean, I can imagine New York draw as well, besides the city, what would be like Dylan Fawcett, a bunch of these players, and now he's in Chicago. You got Bryce Campbell at center, him, let's talk about your teammates. You're not old by any means, but you're not a young kid now. You and Dylan are playing like you guys are 24 years old. You guys have scored, especially lately, Dylan had 3 tries and you're like, I can do that too.
Yeah, I wish it was that easy, Bill. No, and then we got Nick McCarthy's playing scrum half for us. Michael Baskin's playing scrum half and wing for us. Luke White, just some really good guys on the team, and I love that. And that was also a big part of my decision was that I was going to be able to be around more USA guys, which is great, and that's always a goal of mine. Is to play with my USA teammates, but it just lifts the overall level, the professionalism of our team. Especially anybody who's gone through the last 6 months with Scotty Lawrence, let alone how well we've how much we've learned and how much more disciplined we've come as like an American team in preparation for tours and international matches and stuff. It was always going to leak in to the professional scene. So we're super fortunate in that, right? And we got other international players on our team too that add a super amount of value. So I've been really enjoying getting to play with those guys, and it used to be always playing against them. It's fun to be on the same team in this professional season.
Dan, I'm glad you brought up Scott Lawrence in the men's Eagles. Let's go there for a sec. I mean, it's potentially shaping up to be a really busy summer for you. I'm assuming you're going to be raising your hand for international duties there, July, and then into August, September.
Yep, putting my hand up as high as I can, man. Just doing whatever I can to be a part of that team for sure.
Yeah, because let's start July, first week of July, right in Chicago, Romania, and then a week later, Scotland in DC. And everyone knows the last time Scotland came to the U.S., that was a big win for the men's Eagles down there in Houston, I guess. And then you've got the Pacific Nations Cup, the start of that, right? Canada, I'm jumping around here, end of August, and then Japan in September. I mean, those 4 big matches there, I guess, you're in season with MLR, but camps will be coming together for the men's Eagles. But how much preparation are the guys talking about the upcoming tours and matches, or what does prep look like, say, for that? I know we're still a few months away.
Yeah. I mean, admin size, Scott and Oscar Alvarez, coaching staff are doing their work behind the scenes, right, and staying in touch. I think they drive connection. I've said that before on this show, but also, you guys have gotten to hear Scott and a few of the other Eagles, so we're definitely staying connected and getting ready for what we're going to be up against. And really, this is like a dream come true to me. The opportunity to represent for the Eagles, to play around 23, 24 games a year at a high level is, something that eight years ago we didn't even have. You wouldn't really get the opportunity to play that much unless you were overseas. So for me, it's a dream come true. And then when you start listing off some of the teams that we're going to play, like a Scotland, like a Japan, Canada is always a great rivalry, and that's our border battle. We got to cherish every moment that we get to play those guys. It's just exciting. It's just really exciting. I don't think there needs to be any other motivation when it comes to representing for your country. But if there is any, sometimes when you get these moments to go up against tier 1 nations or play against this kind of competition like the PNC, what it's going to have to offer over the years, you got to be excited, So I think guys are thrilled. The connections are already happening. And as we get closer to that game, we'll have to have a bit more of a strategy to it as well. But for now, we're just trying to be Eagles on and off the field in whatever team that we're on. Show the reason why we're there. It shouldn't be a surprise to anybody if one of our guys gets picked to be Eagles. If you get picked to be an Eagle, it should speak a lot of volume.
And speaking of guys, young guys, I mentioned Noah Brown earlier. Willis Goodwin is coming in, one of the academy players. Noah mentioned you and a couple of players as one of the reasons for his success right now. Can you talk about Noah's playing, his what he brings to the team?
Yeah, I mean Noah's just a dog. Like his dad was a UFC fighter, but like you can already just kind of see it in him, the way that he can grind and graft. Rugby you have to be like that to play high level rugby. Like if you just going off talent alone and you aren't willing to put in like the really hard, dirty work, then you're going to struggle to reach your potential. But like Noah can do that. And I think that's like a great baseline to have as a young, talented player is like, all right, this dude's going to put in max effort all the time and like be really intended, really intent in what he's doing. So I love that. And he makes it really easy because he's an awesome guy. He's super humble. He wants to win. He's super competitive. We do a lot of tracking drills at the end. Our Berkey, Adrian Carlise is definitely one guy that everybody's got a target on his back for one-on-one stepping drills. It's a South African in him. He's just got that. Yeah. He's got those moves. But yeah, Noah adds a lot of value because it really does lift. If you want to call it the old guys or the veteran guys, just when you got someone like him that's helping push the team forward and giving us a higher ceiling, then you're like, all right, yeah, we're all behind you. And so, and that's my job as well is to make sure that I want to be someone who helps get the most out of any teammate and especially the younger ones. So Noah and Willis has been awesome too. I'm really excited for him to get the opportunity to be with us for the rest of the season. He works extremely hard. He's got a lot of potential. So hopefully we can foster that and continue to grow players like Noah and Willis.
Now, did Noah get faster after he bleached his hair blonde?
You always do. You always do.
Were you? I think you did the same thing, right?
I've done it. You always get faster. Either that or you got to shave your face. A.G. McGinty messaged me straight away. Before some of the international matches, he'll want me to shave my face because I've scored tries with a bare face. Yeah. So he always like, "Oh, you look great, man." And I'm like, so I shaved my face and I scored my first try of the year and got the hat trick last week and he had to message me, it's shaving your face. It's pretty funny. Crack out.
A couple more questions before you let you go. I want to go back to Scott Lawrence for a second. And I guess it's a difficult question maybe for you to answer. I know you can't speak for other players, but Scott has mentioned many times, playing time is important as far as selected to camp for USA. I don't know, maybe in your opinion, does that weigh heavily on players, say in MLR? Because we see some players that would normally be in the U.S. uniform, but now they're suspended, say, 5 games or 6 games or whatever, or they're just not getting the minutes that they want in their team. Is that, I don't know, maybe through your experience, not that you've had to deal with that, but is that something they worry about?
I think so, and I think not in an unfair way. I think more of like a motivation. There's a lot of different ways to uphold standards. And for us, Scott's drew a line in the sand that, you got to be playing minutes in order to be even in the right, physical peak, mental peak, readiness for international rugby. And I think that's all right. And I think guys embrace it. And I think some guys are probably going to fall victim to it at times as well. Which is kind of the nature of competitive sport, high-level sport. Scott does talk about we want the best in the world, and there's chance, there's injury, there's all different kinds of things that play factors into that. And so if someone doesn't make it because of minutes, or someone doesn't make it because of times, it definitely doesn't mean that they're not going to ever be an Eagle, or it doesn't mean they can't be an Eagle. But it does matter in the context of we're getting ready for a tier 1 nation in July, and he wants us to be as, physically and mentally prepared as possible. And so, yeah, I think it would weigh heavy on some guys, for sure. But I think it comes with the territory and, as we would tell ourselves in the locker room, embrace it, keep moving forward. It's out of your control kind of thing. All you can do is make the most out of the minutes that you have, carry yourself the right way in the locker room, amongst your coaches, amongst your staff, like all those things matter. to making a quality Eagle and a quality player.
Well, Nate, man, it's been a great time talking to you, actually seeing each other this time. You've been on before with just audio. I'm glad it worked out, and we're really excited to see how Chicago does. I mean, I'm unfortunately not going to be able to get to the match this weekend. We'd love a chance to see you in person, but good luck. I mean, I want you guys to succeed, if I get that word out, succeed.
No, I appreciate it, Bill. Thanks. And it's been a pleasure to actually have a clean feed and see you guys and stuff. Man, that was frustrating in Spain, but no, I appreciate you having me back on, guys. Anytime. Didn't
we blame that on David Anu? Wasn't it his fault, Fitzy?
Yeah,
wasn't he the reason why I was
using all the Wi-Fi?
All right, Nate. Take care, and we'll catch up again soon.
All right. All the best, guys. Take care. Bye.
See ya. Always fun, man. Good guy. Him. They're all great guys, but Ryan Mattias, a bunch of those guys are just, you just know that they just bleed the love for this game and USA, which is so fun to see. All right. What do you think? We're going to win it all this year, right? USA? 13-0 or something like that?
Bill, one game at a time. At a time. One game at a time.
Coach.
Start with Romania. One game at a time.
Okay, Coach. All right, let's call it a night. Great time. Two good guests. Please, if you missed part of this, go back. The podcast will release tomorrow, Thursday. You can also go back and watch the YouTube video as well. And also, we are very excited to announce, if you missed it earlier, we do have a brand new sponsor of the show called QuickTap. Get that right. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show. But check out getquicktap.com for more information. Also use Happy Hour, all one word, as an offer code, and you'll receive 10% off your annual subscription. And QuickTap will sweeten the deal by tracking your first game for you. QuickTap is the most powerful way to beat your opponents before ever setting foot on the pitch again. Again, that's getquicktap.com and use the offer code Happy Hour. Fitzy, good work. We'll talk again next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, Bill.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry. We were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.